Kelly.
Hello. Welcome back to Small Talk Queens, episode 7.
I'm Kelly.
I'm Megan.
My baby sister, Megan.
That's Kelly. I'm Megan. Welcome back, and thanks for joining us. And to follow, we're going to pick up where we left off last time with holiday gift giving, because I found an article that makes a little more sense. But in the meantime, wait, I have one more fucking festive.
Oh
Look
my
at this.
God.
And speaking of fucking festive, again,
Wow.
if you don't like the word fuck, you need to just turn us off.
This is like a wreath.
This is like, I can't even wait for this. It's like the Statue of Liberty, but like, I'm so excited to put this on. Look at this. And
wow.
It lights up.
Wow.
Look at this. Oh, mine doesn't work. Oh, no.
Did you pull the thing out?
I did. Oh, no. Well, that's unfortunate. Can you figure out how to turn yours on?
Wait.
I found it. Okay.
Wait, I'm turning mine on. It doesn't.
The button? You have to push the button on the side.
Got it.
Got
it. So
look.
I told you we don't have any technology.
Oh my God!
We're
it's like
tech savvy.
A Christmas princess.
Oh my
God! I love it.
Oh look!
Look at that. It's like almost like antlers.
I was just gonna say it's more like reindeer antlers.
I feel like it's reindeer antlers. This is fucking fun for hours. Oh my God! I'm gonna wear it all holiday season. Oh my God! I love it.
It's like the Statue of Liberty. I feel like I could do the Statue of Liberty.
I feel like I'm totally.
I feel like I need to zhuzh it here. I can't even see.
The fuck did you say?
Zhuzh it. You know, like it's got stuff.
Zhuzh it.
Yeah, like you gotta, you know.
You gotta pull them out. It's cheap.
No, you gotta zhuzh it.
I've never heard that word before in my life.
Zhuzh it.
What kind of word is that?
Zhuzh it. Interior designers use it.
You're making shit up now.
I am not. I've heard zhuzh it.
Oh, the
You've gotta
interior
zhuzh
designer says zhuzh it. Okay. Anyway. Oh my God. It's like a cross between like Medusa and like fucking
Medusa.
Festive. I love it. I love
Medusa.
it.
I love the Clash of the Titans. Right? I love that movie.
Anyway, okay. So last time we left off talking about the fucking town and country, whatever it was.
Yeah, I can't even. We're not revisiting
so then,
that.
because I get other magazines. So also I subscribe to Real Simple. It's one of subscribe. Yeah, subscribe.
You need to get something with some good articles. Like you need to get People or Vanity Fair.
I have Vanity Fair also.
You're getting Vanity Fair now?
Yeah. You don't have to give them to me anymore. Look, this festive Christmas recipes. I mean, look at this.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to make this, but it's festive. So it
look
has
at those French onions on there.
It's something au gratin. Fennel leek and mushroom gratin. Oh,
it's like a new green beans.
So, look at this.
Casserole.
I mean, if I felt inclined, you know, those oysters. No, oysters with cranberry. Oh, no, I don't do oysters. I do seafood, but not oysters. Anyway, so this one, More Joy Now, right? Talks to the festive. I love the old fashioned ornaments. Mm-hmm. I love it. Like this tree has some of Joe's mom's. Oh, you can't see it. Sorry, people. Old fashioned ornaments we found in a box, and I scrounged them up along with the Disney ornaments you all brought back. Okay, so this gift guide breaks it down
into something realistic.
So it's 2023 Real Simple gift guide, and it's some realistic shit. I'm gonna move quickly through this though, so that like.
Well, don't talk so fast. I mean, it's like machine gun over there.
Okay, so this is $25 or less. $25 or less. Okay, so $25 or less. We have a keychain for the book lover. We have some Vermont syrup.
Do you know how many keychains I have?
We have a bunch.
And who wants syrup?
People like, I don't know, fucking know people who are Elf fans. I don't know. I got Joe a keychain. Elf. He drinks the syrup.
I know, but I mean,
okay.
Oh, I think it was Trader Joe's or Whole Foods. Whole Foods has maple syrup in a glass bottle. It's not made by Whole Foods, but I saw it there, and a friend of mine posted it on the gram. No, listen.
Made in Vermont.
It has gold flecks in it. The maple syrup at Whole Foods, not made by Whole Foods, for the season has gold flecks in it.
Okay. All right, let me get back to this.
That's
okay, so for $25 or less, we have a book keychain, we have some syrup. We have syrup or syrup? How do you say it?
I don't know.
Syrup?
Well, we're from central Pennsylvania. We have like a little...
Name of the syrup. Anyway, Christ.
Syrup.
There's like a scarf wrap thing. There's a mystery puzzle. Now this though, because Joe and I were looking at this mystery puzzle, you don't know what it is. Like you have to
there's no picture.
I'm unclear, but that is not.
Oh no, there's no way you can do. Like that's like for Mensa.
It's 1,000 pieces, and it's for puzzlers. I just learned the term puzzlers last week when our friend brought over our Advent.
Where have you been?
I never knew the term puzzler. New term. Anyway, I live in a fucking hole. Zesty towels, some hand towels. I like hand towels. Nice gift. Some book, what the fuck, bananas?
Oh, they're new.
Claw clips for the hair,
for your hair.
Ladies. Oh my God, remember the old banana clips? But this is actually a fucking banana.
That's like the new thing is having food. Food as the hair clip.
Fun. Like Carmen Miranda. Dream dates. It's a box of fucking dates. Whoa.
Well, that's if you're single.
What do you
The
mean
banned
if you're
books.
single? They're dates. You fucking eat them.
Oh, dates. I thought you meant
Christ.
like dating. Like
No, a
dating.
box of dates. I mean,
You
it's
should
really a
make
box
that
of
clear.
fucking dates. It's a box of dates that you eat. That's why I said, ooh.
Is that a homonym? I mean, they sound the same but mean different. So dates. What do you call that?
I don't. You're the fucking English major, whatever it was.
And it was just literature,
I
nothing
didn't
else.
teach that shit in kindergarten.
Is it a homonym?
I thought a homonym.
They sound the same but mean different.
I thought it was spelled differently. I don't know. No, I don't know. Anyway, anybody?
Well, we know it's not a synonym or an antonym.
I don't teach anymore, so I don't know this shit. There's some tasty paste. When I first saw that, my mind went to edible lube, but that's not what it is.
Oh my god! I'm thinking
I
toothpaste.
don't know. Tasty paste. It comes in a jar.
Are
You know
you
what it
eating
was?
toothpaste?
Look, bakers can use this concentrated paste in place of regular extract for a bolder vanilla flavor. Okay. There's
Oh,
a
it's
baby's
vanilla
first
paste.
book of banned books. Oh, that's fun. A board book of banned. Okay. Spa headbands and
No.
some bath fizzies, right?
No.
Okay. So all like normal. I mean, normal-ish. I mean, I don't know that I would actually like any of those.
I'm not really into any of those.
The
Don't get
puzzle
me.
could be fun. The
Don't get me
banana.
any of
I'm not
those.
going to wear a banana in my hair. I mean,
No, the puzzle
it
really
could be
sounds
fun.
like since there's no picture.
puzzle's difficult.
It's from Mensa.
the puzzles we do are difficult enough.
The Mensa Club
Okay,
can
wait.
do
So
that.
there's more. So there's 25 or less. There's more. There's some sun protection. Everybody should have sun protection. There's
If you put that in my stocking, I'm
not
gonna
doing sun
smack
protection.
you.
I don't even wear sun protection.
Well-
I'm not out till late in the day. Some cute little mugs with like a little initial on them. I mean, that's cute. That's cute.
I'm not allowed to buy any more mugs. Not allowed to like the
No,
mugs.
but I do like a good mug. There's a happy hour hero. The collection of cocktail lore features more than 100 recipes of plenty of interesting info to keep home bartenders busy. Okay, blah,
Oh,
blah.
there's another puzzle.
It's a tushy magnet. It's the ass end of a dog, a Dalmatian to be exact. It might have others.
That's not the cutest tush.
No. I mean, I'm looking for like a pug. Like a pug.
Do they have
tail.
other? Is it just? Do they have other dogs, or is it just the Dalmatian?
They're great for hanging up. They're great for hanging up.
Oh, like a hook.
Pics
Oh,
of
you use it
dogs.
like a hook.
For hanging up pics of dogs. No, they're great for hanging up pics of dogs.
What has
Why
a
is
hook
it-
on it with the tail? Go on.
There are 5 different bums. If you're interested, it's at nathanandco.com. nathanandco.com. Bums.
Your
They're called
bum.
Dog. It's Kickerland dog butt magnets to be exact.
Sit
Okay.
your bum down.
Cool chocolate, like hot chocolate, but not. And that's
It's Mexican. Has a little spice to it.
Okay. There's amazing. So there's a book of mazes.
Endless mazes.
I love word puzzles, but I do not like a maze at all.
No.
No.
Strains my eyes.
Awesome sauce, some home cooking stuff.
Awesome sauce. We should bottle some awesome sauce.
Awesome sauce. Some chocolate, some baked shit. A record refresher to keep audible.
That is all the rage. That new line of
Blushes with greatness. So blush.
by
Who's
is it
buying
Gloss-
makeup for somebody?
No,
though?
but is it
It's
glossier?
Blush. It's cream blush.
Who makes it? Because
These gel cream formulas promise a healthy winter glow. Wearers can choose between
Yeah,
soft pink
Glossier.
and warm
Glossier.
terracotta to match their vibe. Mini Cloud Paint Duo, $23. Glossier.
Glossier is they have taken over
Okay.
the
But
beauty
see,
market.
I'm not-
Glossier.
Yeah, I don't like. I'm not buying rouge for anybody.
I know.
I'm not buying
Well, that's
rouge.
really for yourself.
So one day I had fucking jury duty. Oh god, I'm at jury duty and this lady next to me breaks out her like wand of blush. It's like cream, but like a giant, and she's rubbing it on. And it took every ounce of fucking self-control I had. And I had to look at her and be like, you gotta wipe that off. I mean, she's like huge.
Who is she
sure my
trying
blush
to
isn't bad.
impress? Who's she trying to
And
impress?
we're sitting in the middle
At
of the
jury
courtroom.
duty.
We're sitting in the middle of the courtroom. In the middle of the courtroom.
This itches my head.
And I can't do jury duty. They walked that guy in. I thought, whatever the fuck he did, I know he's guilty for it. I just look at him. He had like demon eyes. I mean, he looked guilty.
Here's my thing about jury duty.
I hate it.
Nobody likes to do it, including myself.
No, I think Joe likes it.
I always try to get out of it. Well, I kind of need to. My youngest son, if you don't know, has some special needs. So I can't be gone all day, let alone if I'm sequestered.
Could you imagine?
Mom
Oh
was
yeah,
on
Mom
like
was
a
on a
2-week
death penalty
trial.
case. Death penalty, a murder trial.
Yeah.
Mom was in a murder
2
trial.
weeks she was. Well, I mean, she didn't have to go away for it, but like I can't be gone out of the house from 9 to 5. I mean,
That sitting in that hard bench of a chair would fucking like derail me. I'd have to lay on the floor for like half of it.
so here's my thing about jury duty.
I'm gonna listen while I'm on
Here's
the
my
floor.
thing about jury duty. If God forbid I go to court, if I'm being prosecuted, I've seen some of those people on the juries, and I'm not talking about
And they're
the ones.
always the ones they interview at the end.
I'm
too.
not talking about the ones that you see on the TV shows or the movies. I'm talking about the ones you see on the news when they interview them. I don't want them deciding my fate.
And Philly News is really good about getting like the cream of the fucking crop.
Yeah, they look hard.
My
They look
God,
hard.
It's
They go,
horrifying.
I don't want those people on my jury. So y'all better. Do
I mean, I
your
want
jury
somebody
duty.
who actually
Do your
wants to be
jury.
there.
Yeah, do your jury duty.
Like the people who want to, I mean, you be on the jury.
Sometimes I think they're doing it for like the $20 they
Well,
get.
I knew that it was only right of me. I could not be on this man's fucking jury. When I looked at him, I'm like, whatever he did, I know he did it. He looked is guilty. And then on the news a few
I'm
weeks
a little
later,
bit like that.
On the news a few weeks later, I mean, he looked like, you know, he had scary eyes. People have scary eyes. You look at a person, sometimes you fucking know if they're crazy. And he went to jail for raping a special needs woman in the basement of a church.
Oh, okay.
Moving on. But anyway, okay. So then $50 or less. $50 or less. Again, I don't know that I buy these for anybody, but there's
Is that
some
a
buttery
fidget?
caramels for $50. Okay.
Buttery caramels.
At Good Caramel, KARMAL.com.
Okay,
Good
just
Caramel.
go on.
There's wearable art. It's a twisty acrylic ring. I mean, this is like the ugliest.
That's like a fidget.
It's like the ugliest thing I ever saw in my life. I'm not wearing plastic. Perfume.
Perfume's a hard one to buy for other people.
Marmalade.
Well, only if it's from England and you enjoy the marmalade.
Shit for kids, some cool trays. I mean, this is like more reasonable. I mean, like, and they break it down to like $25 and less, $50 and less. They have $100 and less. I ripped the page. Oops, I ripped the page.
What's your magazine? Oh, look, they have the beaded chain to carry your glasses on.
Chain.
I might need one of those.
But see, you know what, though? If you have long hair, your hair's getting caught in this fucker, and it's going to rip your hair right out.
And they have gingerbread. Oh, it's a
rip your hair.
canine. It's a canine gingerbread.
It's not a gingerbread. It's not a gingerbread. It's a goddamn sweater for your dog.
Oh, it looked like a gingerbread house.
Canine couture. Pups and their
Ow.
parents. Parents will love this cozy sweater, which comes in many sizes. You can get it monogrammed for an extra sweet touch.
Pint-sized putting for your kids.
A
putter.
Okay.
Golf putter.
So that was let me that's $50 less. Let me look at $100 less. I'm gonna move this on. Moving on. $50 $100 or less. $100 or less. Okay.
Only the good stuff.
$100 or less. If you're at the store, you'll pick up a copy of The Real Simple. I mean, you got some tapestries. Self-care in a box. There's a mask for the 4 big issues: dryness, dullness, lines, acne. Okay, some matte masks.
Why are you going to buy somebody ornaments?
I mean, I'm probably not buying. I mean, I like to give an ornament. Like when I see an ornament that I think someone will like or it goes with the theme that they decorate with, I'll give an ornament. Like we like to give you, Joe likes to give you a special sister-in-law ornament because it's most amusing. I mean, these ornaments
I have
are
the
pretty.
special sister, my friend ornament.
Here's a clever helmet. It's called Clever Helmet.
That looks like Devo. Looks like a little new age
Got
Devo
an
hat.
on-the-go cyclist on your list? This guy keeps your noggin safe, then collapses down to a few inches
Show
tall
that picture again. It looks like the
when
Devo
not
hat.
in use, so they won't have to deal with a bulky bag.
Show that
Like
hat.
from the.
Looks
is
like
that from
Devo.
Whip It? Whip It?
Yeah, they wore the red one.
They were the red ones. It does look like that. But this fucker's collapsible.
Okay.
There's a tea set, blah, 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 some ugly fucking vase thing.
Stupid. What other price range?
Pillows. So 100, and I think the next one and the last one is
1,000.
It's $200 or less. So $200 or less. You have some fine cheese. We got Mom and Dad cheese last year from Gut Essa, the Amish place near
Oh, I like that.
near their place. Gut Essa.
Oh wait, then they have a pendant. They have a comfy cushion for your pets.
A hideous
Dog
chair.
bed.
Here's a sweet seat. Look at this hideous. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, it's not. I'm sure. Let me not be judgmental.
What is
Let
that
me
for?
Be curious, not judgmental.
What is that for?
As Ted Lasso would say.
Oh, it looks like a pair of scissors
Oh, it's
or
for
a
little
bow.
ones. Oh, that's cute. Okay. Sexy scent. It's a fragrance. Fragrance can be tricky to pick out for other people, but this warm orange blossom, jasmine, and rose blend is sure to please and give you a fucking mother of an asthma attack.
Oh look,
That's what that's gonna do.
That is like what I got you.
Oh yeah, I'll have to get
Same
the pillow
company.
next time.
Same
Is it the
company.
same company?
Yes.
Furbishstudio.com. This is great.
They are
this pillow. I left early, and my pillow that you got me is what in the actual fuck, I think.
They're knit. They're
I'd
not.
have Joe bring it up. The
They're
door's
not.
shut. He's
What are
no.
they? They're not knit. They're needlepoint.
It's needlepointed.
Needlepoint.
It's cute.
Mine says
A play tent. I would have loved a play
my
tent.
pillow at home. My needlepoint pillow at home says, "I can't have nice
You're not allowed
things,"
to have nice things. No, you're not allowed.
which is true.
And
they
then,
get broken.
okay, so splurges. So here's the page with splurges. I have a feeling that these splurges are drastically different
this
than the
makes my
splurges.
head itch.
I mean, hopefully they weren't used. The splurges in Real Simple, I think, are drastically different than the splurges.
Look, we have that.
Yes, than the splurges that were in town and country, whatever it's called. Okay, so there's a clutch for $365. It's hideous. There's a modern menorah. Also, I don't
That's
think.
pretty.
No, I don't like it.
Oh.
Michael Aram, is that it? Michael Aram, he makes a really. I mean, I went down the rabbit hole looking at Michael Aram things and decided I had to have a menorah in case I needed to have a menorah in the house. You know, all inclusive, holiday festivities.
Right. I don't.
It
see
was
that.
beautiful.
Where is it?
I didn't buy it, for Christ's sake. It was a lot of money.
That's why I was like
No.
making face. I'm
I
like,
did
where
not
is
buy
it?
the fucking menorah. I
Well,
wanted the menorah.
Hanukkah starts
Oh,
tonight.
I do. I itch.
Happy
Oh,
Hanukkah.
happy
I
Hanukkah.
told you it like the
Okay.
sparkly things get
So,
you.
and then there's ugly vase.
Oh, that is.
This is
ugly.
on the splurges. This is $225 from minted.com.
Okay, we need to
The
move
Yeti
on.
cooler. Anyway.
The Yeti
okay.
cooler isn't bad.
So more reasonable
Yeah.
than the other one, but still, there's like nothing in here that I'll probably buy for somebody.
No.
I mean, a tea set for a tea lover maybe, but anyway.
Again,
I mean,
these
it's-
are like not extravagant, but they're out of
Let me
they're
toss
out
it.
of like
Okay.
the normal like everyday. Like I'm gonna buy you a sweater. I'm gonna buy you, you know.
Well,
some
no,
music.
because the other thing we read said from a few years ago, you're not supposed to buy coworkers anyway.
clothing. Yeah.
Okay, so back to my scary book of Christmas
Oh
lore
God, what one now?
by Tim Rayborn. So terrifying Yuletide tales. Oh no, I'm sorry, that word is not so. It's 50 terrifying Yuletide tales from around the world. So I read about Bell's Nickel. So Bell's Nickel.
Sounds like Bell's palsy.
Bell's Nickel. I actually heard about from watching a Hallmark movie. Was the first time I heard
Is
about
it a
Bell's
guy
Nickel.
or a girl?
It's a dude, but he cross dresses. Anyway, so okay.
From medieval
I don't know.
times?
I don't. Bell's Nickel from Germany, France, Switzerland, and Pennsylvania, Dutch country. I'm
Oh,
going to
that's
read
near us.
quickly. I just wanted to give it. So Bell's Nickel has a bit of an attitude, to be sure. Stories about this Christmas curmudgeon.
I'm
Get
not a
picture of you.
curmudgeon.
Originated in Southwest Germany, especially in the area along the. Anyway, he likes to wear fur.
You're talking really fast.
Bells and his connection to St. Nicholas. He also wears rags and sometimes women's clothing and occasionally deer antlers on his head. Sometimes he is called the Christmas woman, which makes for an interesting exercise in cross-dressing, a tradition that has long associations with the chaotic celebrations of the season in various
I have never heard of
countries.
that.
Well, me either, but now I am. But in other countries, I think. Some traditions also say that he wears a mask with a rather grotesque long tongue, which connects him to Krampus. Okay. Bell's Nickel travels on his own, but with much of the same intention as other companions of St. Nicholas. He shows up a week or two before Christmas and comes to reward the good children and punish the bad, but he does it in his own special way. In his pockets, he has candy, nuts, and cakes, but he also carries a switch to administer beatings. Who will
You
get
have DHS
what?
at your
That
house.
remains to be seen. When Bell's Nickel arrives, usually after dark, he will rap on the doors or a window with his switch. When a child answers, Bell's Nickel will either ask them a question or demand that they sing a song for him.
Oh.
If he likes what he hears, he will toss treats to them. But if they try to catch these goodies too quickly or too greedily, they may still get a swat with his birch branch. He might ask children what good deeds they've done in the past, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so, and it's a reminder to be good in the next couple weeks before Christmas. They
I've
still have
never
time.
heard of this dude.
Well, I mean, but I heard about him in the Hallmark movie. The Bell's
There's
Nickel
Hallmark
You shut
movies.
your hole about the Hallmark movies.
I
if you
hate
watch
them.
them, you don't even know you don't watch them. Stop. The Bell's
my
Nickel Tale is one of those legends that was for many years enacted as part of the holiday celebrations in Germany. Men dressed up as Bell's Nickel would travel around from house to house in their villages and offer treats to the children and perhaps give them a playful swat with a soft birch. Indeed, it was so popular it was brought to America by German immigrants in the 19th century. In these communities, Bell's Nickel was much more important than Santa Claus, even if he had a similar function.
More
In
important than
Pennsylvania, now fucking Pennsylvania, I've never heard of this before until this year. Now, in Pennsylvania, he was known as Pelsnickel. In Maryland, wait a fucking minute. In Pennsylvania, he was known as Pelsnickel. I'm sorry, punctuation, my glasses, I can't see. In Maryland, he was called Beltsnickel. The tradition of him visiting houses during holidays continue until the end of the 19th century. I'm going to stop reading there. Anyway,
Yeah.
so there's a picture of Bell's Nickel. I mean, it's just a little drawing, whatever. It's cute, though. I mean, he looks fucking jovial. I mean,
I don't think he looks jovial.
he looks jovial. Look at him, he's smiling. He looks like, what's his name? He looks like Hagrid from
Hagrid.
Harry Potter.
Well, he's carrying a switch.
Which maybe he has candy and shit in his pocket. So that's like Dad. That's like Dad. Like, remember Dad went and dressed
Oh
as
my
Santa
God.
Claus?
Well, first of all, he was
shit.
never.
Keep going.
Dad
Nickel.
was never Bell's Nickel. Dad never was
Well,
Krampus.
no, but he dressed as Santa Claus and went.
He did.
You tell the story because I was
He
young. I don't
did.
remember.
You were
I gotta go.
were young.
Here's my thing.
So my dad had this good friend Larry.
He does. They don't need to know about
I
Larry.
know. Well, good friend and a prankster. So one day, Larry asked Dad if Dad would play Santa Claus through or for the church, the one church at home, the Catholic church. They were taking families in need and collecting for them.
He was supposed to play Santa Claus and take gifts and food to people.
Well,
for the love of Christ. Move it along.
Okay, so yes, he was to play Santa Claus, and that's what he was to do. And the church adopted several families. So one evening, Dad went.
Dressed as Santa Claus, one
dressed
Christmas
as
Eve.
Santa Claus. Larry went, but stayed in the car, and Dad went in full suit, full Santa suit, my dad, is jovial and he's got a
He was a
beard.
little chubby then too.
Yeah, he didn't have like a white beard, but he pulled it off. So
He wore a fucking costume.
I know, but he didn't have a beard on.
I'm sure he wore the white beard as a full costume.
Okay, I don't remember the beard.
I think he had the costume because he played Santa at the school. We used to do the sing-along
PTO
at Panorama.
sing-along?
That was
I
when we were allowed-
love that
when we were allowed
sing-along.
to have school.
With
I love the
Mrs.
sing-along.
Adelman.
I love the
With
fucking
Mrs.
sing-along.
Adelman.
Yes, and then he played Santa Claus afterwards and gave out the little miniature candy canes to everybody.
Oh, I didn't know
It's
that.
very fond memories.
That's
Anyway,
when Mom and Dad were the PTO presidents for like 14 years running.
Yes, and so he had the Santa suit
he
already.
okay, so he was Santa Claus to this family. And it was very traumatic for him because, first of
Very
all,
sad.
it was very sad. That's why it was very sad for him. The dog, they had a German Shepherd,
Oh,
and the
God.
dog is going nuts around Dad. They didn't know he was coming. So
Maybe he was
obviously-
afraid of the German Shepherd. The dog sensed that.
No, Dad likes dogs. The
I know,
German,
but his Aunt Ethel, she had a German Shepherd, and it was the family dog on the farm, and it attacked her one day, and then her husband had to go out and shoot it.
is our great aunt. Yeah. So
Maybe
and-
Dad was terrified of the German Shepherd.
So the dog was protecting the home, and so that got him going right away because they had to get the dog like together and stop the barking and the growling. And then he went in with the sack of toys, and I guess there was food somewhere,
I think the
like a
parents,
basket
it's
of
like
food.
a ham and stuff. It was like from
Yeah. It's for the
Food.
Christmas meal, and the mother started crying, and the little girls started crying, or not. I don't think they were all just little girls. All the kids were crying, and Dad enjoyed it but didn't. So he came home and said that he couldn't do it again.
You gotta silence your phone.
It
You gotta
was
silence your phone.
too. It was too much for him
I
emotionally.
thought he did it a couple years in a row.
No.
Okay.
He only did it once,
Okay.
and he did like it, but he told Larry that is too.
It was
he came,
sad. It
he
was really
came out and
sad.
told Larry. He said, "Larry, that I can't do it again." That was.
I mean,
sad.
I remember him telling the story about it. I think he was like a little like emotional when he was telling the story.
No, very emotional. I guess they didn't
sure.
have a lot in the
Sure.
inside of the house, and there were
I know. It
there
was
were other
traumatic.
things in the house. Like there just wasn't a lot. The house
They were
didn't.
not-
the
they-
house was in disrepair.
Right.
Is that the,
Disrepair, yes.
yeah?
Okay. Okay. So speaking of traumatic,
But he was a
Christmas
great
events,
Santa Claus.
Great Santa Claus. Speaking of traumatic Christmas events, I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing. I mean, maybe other people have traumatic Christmas events. So that was traumatic for him. But we have our own traumatic Christmas events. The year. And this is not funny, and those of you that went to our church and know about this man, and hopefully he's not your relative, but the man that died on Christmas Eve service.
Horrible.
And I didn't want to go. I did not want to go.
We went to like the 11 o'clock service.
My mom's brother was with
PM,
us
11
that year.
John
he
was with
went.
us.
Yes. And so I
was
did not want to
horrible.
go, and we went. And
We had to sit in the balcony of
we're in
the
the
church.
balcony, and we're looking down, and we're watching this unbelievable scene of people from the church doing CPR on the man in the choir. And it was fucking horrific. And
He had a heart attack.
His cute little wife lady had this cute little green suit on for so festive. It was fucking horrific.
Okay, we need to move
and
on.
that might have been the last Christmas. Eve I
That was
went
the
to
last
church.
Christmas we went to church.
And my uncle trying to lighten the situation. Do you remember what he said?
Well, it's my mom's brother. Yeah. No, what did he say?
He's like, well, that's what I call highway to heaven.
Oh my god.
I mean, it.
You have to
It's
lighten the
amusing,
mood.
but not- I mean, you have to
lighten
lighten the mood.
But
Anyway,
it was god awful,
it was
and of
awful.
course you couldn't do anything but sit there.
And I
this
looked at
was-
mom and dad like, I told you I didn't want to come tonight. I didn't want to come
Yeah,
tonight. I
and
didn't
we
wanna
never
come.
we never went back. It
I
was
don't think-
bad.
No, I think that might have been the last one.
Yeah, bad. It scarred all of us.
I mean, and then let's fast forward to another traumatic Christmas Eve.
I don't really.
Why is it always Christmas Eve?
I don't know, but I don't have the traumatic.
Okay, well I do. So Christmas Eve in college, those of you familiar with Calder Alley and the fucking cement stairs that are encased in
Do they even have a railing?
there's a railing because I flipped over the railing, so I know that there's a railing. There is so that I'm running into Mike's video to buy a last
down
minute
below.
gift for Tracy. I'm buying a CD for her, and so the backstory of this is that I needed to put gas in the car. I needed to shave my legs because I was putting a dress on because I was going to go to Christmas Eve service that year. Was actually going to go. And I had to take my coworker and I had been shopping the day before, and I had her Christmas gifts were in my car. I had to take them to her at the YMCA where I worked. So I'm trying to in my mind like negotiate like how am I going to do like all this stuff? What am I going to do? And I was at my apartment. And I thought, okay, well I need to shave my legs. I'll wait. I'm going to do all this stuff. I'll run to Mike's video. I'll run to the Y. Then I'll go home to mom and dad's.
Got it. You have errands.
I'm going to shave my legs at mom and dad's.
You have errands.
I was going in. There was a specific reason for the order of this.
Okay.
So. First, I go to Calder Alley. I parked the car illegally with the flashers on in
Always.
Calder Alley.
Always.
And I'm sober. I even had fucking sneakers on. I mean, like, fucking sneakers. I'm going down the stairs, the cement stairs that are encased in dangerous metal, and I don't know what the fuck happened, but the next thing I know,
Was there ice?
It was no ice. It was no snow. There was no ice. There was no wetness. And next thing I know, I'm over the railing and I'm laid out on my back, and I'm like, what? Whoa! Like, I mean, like what the fuck happened? And they had just opened. The manager comes scurrying out. Like some other person was in there. They come running out. Like, oh my god, are you okay? Of course, I'm horrified. And I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, I'm good.
Did they help you up?
Somebody gave me a hand. I'm like, where's my wallet? Like, where am I? Like, everything in my hands like flew. My wallet's somewhere. My keys are somewhere.
Before
so they helped me gather them up, and the manager was like, let's call you an ambulance. I'm like, I'm fine. I need an ambulance. So I go inside and I'm asking him like whatever fucking CD I'm looking for. I ask him where it is and he points me in the direction.
Yeah, what CD was it?
I don't remember. So I have no idea. I go to the CDs and I'm standing there and the manager's watching me probably to make sure I don't like seize or something. I mean, whatever, like pass out. And I feel something running down my leg.
Oh no.
So I look down my left leg. I look down, and there's this little tiny hole in my sweatpants, but the top of my sneaker has blood all over it. So I'm like, oh, fuck, like what's happening? So I pull up my pant leg, and I have a gash. If I could get my leg up, I'd show you, but I can't. I have a scar like this on my fucking leg. So
I pull my
pant leg up, and the blood is actually like spurting out of my leg. Spurting.
Spurting.
The blood was coming out of my leg.
Shooting out.
And I was like, oh my god. So I pull my pant leg back down because I'm like, I don't want to make a mess. It's
no
all over my
wonder
shoe.
the manager's watching
and
you.
So he comes, he doesn't fucking miss a beat. He comes running
over. Did you get it on the floor?
I don't even remember. It was all over my sneaker because I'm like, oh, there go my fucking sneakers. So he comes running over to see what I'm looking at. I'm ready to make sure I don't, like avoiding a lawsuit, So he comes over and he's like, do you need help? And I have the CD in my hand. I'm like, I just need to check out with this. I'm like, and do you have some tissues, like a paper towel? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, could I have some? So he brings me a wad of tissues. Paper towel would have been a little sturdier. A dirty rag probably would have been better.
Oh, God.
Gives me a wad of tissues, and he just stands there and looks at me, like, waiting for me to do something with the tissues. So I'm like, okay, thanks, because I don't want him to see my leg, because I do not. I'm parked illegally in the alley. I'm not going to abandon my car.
Dad and Mom would have freaking flipped.
That car is not going to get fucking towed. Like,
it got towed once. Didn't it get...
Multiple.
Oh,
so,
my
like, the
God.
car, I'm not going to let the car get towed.
Those are a story for another day.
All other day. So he's watching for me. So I'm like, I'm good. Thank you. I'm good. So he goes back up to the front and I pull my pant leg back up and I shove the tissues into
the hole?
The gaping wound.
Oh my
in
God.
My leg. Because I'm trying to keep like the blood from like going everywhere. It was like, my shoe was so gross. So, okay, I check out with the CD. I hop in the car. I need gas. I'm clearly not going to stop and get gas. So I go to the Y where I'm working.
On fumes.
Right. And I go running in and my friend's presents are in the car. I'm like, okay, your presents are in the car. And I go running in and I'm like, I have to go to the hospital. I don't have enough gas in the car to get to the hospital. I think someone needs to drive me to the hospital. So my friend Dar, thank you, Dar. My friend Dar, she grabs her purse. I mean, she asked what happened. And I pull my pant leg up and showed her. And it's disgusting. She's like, oh my God, fuck, let's go. I mean, like all the words came out. So we go running to the door, and she's going to take me to the ER. And
what time was this? At 10 in the morning?
It was like 11 in the morning. Yeah, 10, 11 in the morning. And then she's like, fuck. I'm like, what? She's like, Stanley dropped me off today. I don't have my car today. I'm like, okay.
Good one, Dar.
So Dar tries to call Mom. She wants to call. She's going to get a hold of Dad, I guess. And we don't call my mother in cases of like bloody emergencies.
Yeah.
Like, she's like usually the last one to find out. And so she called.
She gets anxious.
She called Aunt Mary's to like track Dad down. And so the message Dad got, he stopped at my aunt's house. They live up the street. He stops at Aunt Mary's, and the message that he gets is that Megan fell at the Y on the treadmill, and she's at the ER, right? So this is the message Dad gets. So in the meantime, so she goes back to the fitness center to find somebody that works there that can drive me, because again, we're not going to call the ambulance. So she goes, and the CEO's wife is there working out. So she gets Lynn. I get in the car with Lynn. Lynn's a nurse. I'm in good hands. Lynn lights up a smoke, and I'm like, oh my God, could I have one of those? So I'm like, she's like, you shouldn't, when you're bleeding like this, you shouldn't have a cigarette. Give me a fucking smoke. Oh my God, give me a smoke. So I'm having a smoke, and the whole way there, I'm thinking, I'm like, oh my God.
I'm losing a pint of blood.
I'm losing a pint of blood, and I'm like, and I haven't shaved my legs, and like, it was like finals. No one's seeing my legs. I'm like, I haven't shaved my legs in weeks, and now I'm going to be in the ER, and they're looking at my leg. I never had a problem with blood or wounds or injuries until this day. This day changed me. Get to the ER, empty stomach, probably a little bit of a hangover from the night before.
Oh, imagine.
Dad shows up in the ER, so there I am, whatever. And I had to get a tetanus. So, like, when's your last tetanus? I have no idea. So I get a tetanus.
Because there was metal, she flipped over the metal and hit the metal on the
Oh, I
stairs.
think anytime you get a cut, because since then I've been at the ER and they give me a tetanus because I don't ever remember when mine is. So
Maybe
they
you should
take
remember.
so it's I mean the blood. I mean it's a hell of a
Okay,
scene.
okay.
That fucker took a needle to numb it. He took a needle and put it right in the middle of the. And then I was like, whoa! Like I leaned back and I'm like totally sick to my stomach, and I couldn't. Dad, my father's like, you know.
He loves
this is like the
anything
Discovery
like this.
Channel. He's watching,
He
stitching
loves
up.
this.
He's talking to the surgeon. I'm like, oh my god, and I'm ready to be like totally violently ill because the pain when the needle went down. I'm
Why
watching.
did you have to put it in it? Like, why couldn't you put
they
it
put
around
it down in it, and then when they irrigated it.
Oh yeah, the irrigation's the
Oh my
worst.
god, the whole thing was fucking traumatizing. It was just fucking. So another Christmas Eve with the fucking trauma. I mean, so we had an unfortunate death of the poor guy at church with 25 minutes of CPR that we had to witness while his wife watched and the entire congregation. That was horrifying.
It was horrifying, and I felt so bad for that family.
Yeah.
It was just.
And you were with John, which means I was also in college. So that was
You were in
so that was
college.
two traumatic events on Christmas Eve. I remember you. So you came home. I'm like, we're not going to church. And they gave me something for pain, and so I'm kind of like half doped, and my leg was up because I remember I was getting changed, and you came in, and you were like, "What the fuck happened to your back?" And I'm like, "Do you remember this?"
No.
Because my back was all like black and blue, and you were like, "You need to go back. Did the hospital look at this?"
Oh.
Because you're like kidney damage or some shit. I mean,
Probably.
I don't
That
know,
sounds like
liver, I
something
don't know,
I'd say,
whatever.
especially if you bounce down the stairs.
I didn't bounce. I don't know what the fuck happened. I tripped somehow, and I flipped the fucking railing and laid like flat out. I have no idea what happened. To this day, I have no idea what happened. Like a mystery force, like pulled me over the whatever.
The only thing
it was
better to make this story better would have been had the car gotten towed, because here she is bleeding,
Right,
in the ER, and I would love to see Dad's face if that car got towed on top of
A
that.
little bit of a record of the car getting towed. Anyway,
No,
so
it didn't. I would that would just make it a better story.
That time it did not. It did not. Let
Dad
me
would
think. Other traumatic events on Christmas Eve.
I don't have any.
There was the year that my report card. We're not going to get into this, but my college report card for my freshman year, it arrived. It arrived.
Oh yeah, they used to mail them home.
It arrived Christmas Eve. We're not going to talk about that today. Let me think. Other traumatic.
I gave you a good pep talk.
You did. Last year's Christmas Eve.
Oh, I
Last
wasn't
year's
there
Christmas
for it.
Eve. Again, Christmas Eve. It's like 6 degrees outside, -6. It was we had a cold snap in Pennsylvania.
Really,
if you remember
cold.
that. And we brought salmon, and I said let's cook it in the oven. And Mom and Dad insisted that we grill it.
They grill 365 days of the year.
Because we're going to grill the salmon in the house, and we're going to grill the salmon. So there's my. So we had a couple of beers, just a couple, whatever, the high ABV beer, whatever. We had a couple of beers. And there's my dad with the fucking headlight thing
headgear,
on, the headgear, the headlamp thing on, and he's running outside, to.
And it's really hot inside. It's like 75 degrees.
It's hot because my parents, they're cold easily. So, and I'm warm from the alcohol. So anyway, so Dad's running in and out. So like -6 degrees outside, and you guys weren't there because Christmas Eve you were here, and then like whatever. So huge temperature change from inside, and he's running in and out. So we eat the dinner. And Mom's clearing the dishes, and Joe's helping her clear the dishes. And I'm looking across the table at my dad, who just all of a sudden is like head slumped, like head down. I'm probably going to get in trouble for telling this. And he's like asleep. So I think.
Wait a minute. You never told me that part of the
he
story.
passed out.
You never told me he passed out.
Well, maybe you don't remember. So
I get like the G version.
But here I'm thinking, fuck. How many beers did he have? Oh my god, he's gonna be in so much trouble. Like, Mom's gonna be so pissed. Dad just passed out at the fucking table on Christmas Eve. But then I'm thinking, and I'm like,
I'm thinking he's having a heart attack if I see that.
I didn't think that at first. I thought it was from the beers, and I thought, but then I'm like, well, he only had like 2 or 3 beers over the course of like a 2-3 hour period. So I'm like, there's no way. So I'm like, so Mom comes to the table and Joe comes over, all kind of just staring at Dad. I'm like, Dad, and he's not saying anything. And then Mom was like, Michael, go into bed. And I'm like, so we're looking at him, and I'm like, and then I see like his face kind of looks like ashen, like white. So I went over and sat next to him, and then I see that he's like pasty and like a white gray color with like little beads of like perspiration on him. And I sobered up, like, I can't snap anymore. I sobered up like that. I mean, instantly I was like, oh my God, like he's having a fucking stroke or a heart attack or whatever. And then we called 911 to come. This does make the head itch. Oh my God. Jesus, this ting ting, like just like digs in and makes the head itch.
I told you.
Oh my God. So we call the 911. There's a police officer who's at the nearby Unimart in Boalsburg. He's getting coffee, so he responds quick, and he's got the defibrillator.
In the meantime, I got a text that we're calling the ambulance for Dad, and
So
that's all
Joe-
it said.
Joe
Like,
texted
don't
you.
call
Joe
now.
texted.
Don't call your sister now, but we've called the ambulance for your father.
So my phone's blowing up. So in the meantime, Dad woke up, right? So the policeman is there, and we're waiting for the EMTs, which took like a half an hour to get there.
And we're not even that rural.
I mean, it's not that rural. I mean, it was Christmas Eve, so maybe
we are
that's a little bit.
3 miles
But
from
how
the
was there
hospital.
only one? I mean, it was a little. So then, but Dad had flat out refusal for the hospital.
course.
I mean, flat out.
Dad.
So the policeman's talking to him, and was asking like, "What's your name?" And Dad's like, "Well, they call me Spike." I'm like, "That is not your fucking name. That's not your fucking
That's
name.
your nickname.
That's your high school nickname, and that's not your fucking name." Like, so there's a problem here. There's a
Yeah,
problem.
you're not signing that on documents.
But then so he was able to answer like what year it was and who the president was, whatever. And then so in the meantime, so then we started texting because then you blew up my phone because Joe had texted you, and
I'm doing a little Google research.
I mean, they did. So so the EMTs get there. They did an EKG. We're waiting for that. So that gets sent off. And then Joe was like, "Now is this going to like Pittsburgh or Philly or like to like a real doctor?
A real
No
doctor.
offense to anybody. No offense, small town doctors. Anyway, so and when the EMT was, I mean, he was like, "Look, I get it. I go to Pittsburgh for my doctor." So anyway, but he said whoever was on staff at Center Community would be fine and whatever. So he refused to go to the hospital. And
It's called self-care.
and they made him promise that.
Didn't you have to sign a waiver?
I don't remember because then I started drinking again. Once I established he was okay and the EMTs were there, I was like, okay, now I need a drink because now my buzz was gone and I needed another drink. I was very traumatized.
Well, let's go back. Dad didn't have any of those things. We need to get to that part. He didn't have a stroke or a heart attack. It had to do with your vaso nerve. I forget. I used to know
it's
it.
when your shit, like your veins and shit, constrict and
Yeah,
and
so
retract,
you're going from hot to
constrict
cold.
and from it happens to
Quickly.
your blood vessels. Your blood vessels. From
Yeah,
hot and
can
cold,
happen to
hot and cold.
anybody.
And so he was fine. Thank Christ he was fine. So that was a traumatizing Christmas. Here's hoping this Christmas Eve. I mean, is it wood? Hopefully this
Wait,
Christmas
you
Eve
didn't
is-
tell them how you guys offered the police officers and the EMTs the cookies
We were having
and the
cookies and a drink. Well, they
coffee.
couldn't have a drink because they were on duty.
Well, but you offered coffee too.
Mom
But they're
put-
the
Mom put a
homemade
plate of
cookies.
yeah,
Oh,
Mom
she
put a
did.
plate- Mom
Did
put
they
a
eat
plate-
any?
Yeah, Mom put a plate of cookies
Okay,
out.
good.
Probably even coffee. I don't remember. I was having beer. I don't remember if there was coffee or not. But Mom put a plate out.
Good. And Dad didn't know any of the police officers because, our family tends to know the...
No, these were all young guys. He
people.
didn't know them.
He didn't know them?
know them, no. But of course, I know a few because I went to high school with one, and you went to high school with one. So that was like going through the names. I'm like, oh, you know so-and-so, you know so-and-so.
A small town.
Small town.
It's a nice thing.
So
I miss the small town.
I do too.
Do you know how much
Except for when you need to call 911 on Christmas Eve, it takes a half an hour.
Right.
So thank Christ
But
it
there's
wasn't
so
life-threatening.
much to a small town that really I miss.
I mean, we aspire to move to a small town someday.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I like it here, but small town people take your word, still do it things the old-fashioned way a little bit.
like when Dad goes to get milk and he forgets to bring
Yeah.
money, and they let him
Myers-
leave. They let him leave with the milk and come back with the money, which
Yeah.
is, I mean, can you imagine?
well,
that
not
here?
anymore since the
the new
owner.
people- oh, the owner,
There's a
right.
new owner.
I mean,
But
can you imagine walking?
I
in
mean,
a
he didn't
Wawa
make a
and be like,
habit.
oh,
He didn't make a
well,
habit
like on
out of it. It's
occasion, he would like
occasion.
forget, like, oh shit, I have money.
But
And you couldn't
he's-
use a credit card. You had
No.
to use cash only.
or check, and he
Or
didn't.
check.
Yeah, old
but
business.
they'd be like, okay, come back tomorrow, whatever. And
for those who don't
Come
know,
back.
it's like a real dairy with
Real
glass
the
bottles.
eggnog is like fucking crack.
The eggnog
Crack eggnog.
is like putting it so thick.
I cannot wait to have a glass of eggnog.
My
on
son
Christmas with
Patrick
bourbon.
pours like a good 12-ounce
Oh my god.
thing of eggnog and drinks it. Doesn't chug
Oh,
it, but drinks it. I mean,
A lot
that
of
would
eggnog.
give me a stomach ache.
I'm sure it would probably rip me up a little bit. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a lot. It's so rich.
He
it's
loves
so
it.
good. I've heard that Wawa eggnog is really good. I've not tried it. I mean, I've had Turkey Hill eggnog.
Yeah, I mean, nothing
I mean,
compares to Myers
Nothing
Dairy
compared. That's the
eggnog.
thing. Every time we get something that's like a different one, I think like it's gonna taste like Meyer Dairy eggnog, and it's not Meyer Dairy eggnog, and then
No.
it just leads to
We've been known
holiday
to
disappointment.
pick up the Myers Dairy eggnog, pack it in ice in a cooler, several half gallons of it, and bring it back to the Philadelphia area for friends. It is that good.
And it used to come in a glass bottle, but I think they stopped.
Oh, and you
Yeah,
have to get
it
it
tastes better.
early. Dad
Yeah.
couldn't get it one year. He went in all sold out. He was pissed.
Yeah, I mean it goes.
I mean, they
But
should.
you
that
can't
was,
buy it in the half-gallon bottles anymore. You used to be able to buy it in the big half, like the big bottle, but you can't buy it in the big bottle.
Oh, you have to
anymore.
buy it in like the
I
pint
think
or
it's
the
just the
quart or
small.
whatever.
I don't know what that is. A smaller version.
Smaller glass.
Smaller version
Okay.
of the glass bottle. Those glass Meyer. Look, if you're familiar with the Meyer Dairy milk bottles, I broke a fucking toe with one of those fuckers.
Yeah.
Dropped it, landed right on the toe. broke the bejesus out of my toe, and of course, so to add insult to injury, it broke the toe, at least one. I had Birkenstocks on.
No.
That was really unfortunate. And then there was glass and milk. What a mess.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You know what? Milk tastes so much better
Yes.
coming out of a glass container.
Yeah.
There's something about coming out of the cardboard or the plastic.
Blah.
Don't like it. It tastes so much better.
It's like
coming out of
cafeteria
glass.
milk that comes in the cardboard and it tastes like warm cardboard. Oh my God. But the glass bottle. I can't remember the last time I had a glass of milk, actually. Probably last year at Christmas at Mom and Dad's.
Speaking of milk, we're going to have to go. But speaking of milk, next week, cookie baking.
Yeah.
Cookie baking.
Well, actually, so next week, since you've already announced that the first day of Hanukkah.
In a couple days. Yeah, sorry.
So we're filming ahead because we're not going to have one next week.
because we're cookie baking.
Because we're going to be cookie baking and there's just no time for it. It's a very hectic week.
We are like knee deep in cookie baking. The flour, the sugar.
Trying not to eat the fucking cookie dough while I'm making them.
And we do like dozens.
Yeah.
Dozens.
I don't even like the cookies. I just like the cookie dough. The cookie dough is all that. This is really itchy.
You're going to get.
I feel like I have like headlights.
Hopefully the eggs are okay and you don't get like salmonella.
All these years, again with the knocking on the wood, all these years you say, I hope you get salmonella, and I don't get salmonella. Let this not be the year. So anyway, okay. We're 40 minutes in. Sorry I went a little long, everybody. Hopefully
have a great
you enjoyed.
week.
Have a great week, and we'll check in with you soon. Take care.
Have a good one.
Thanks for tuning in.
Bye.